The wine glass hit the hardwood floor and exploded into 1,000 pieces. Red liquid spread across the white oak like blood at a crime scene. Through the bathroom mirror, Sasha could see them on the bed. Her boyfriend of 4 years. Her best friend since college. Limbs tangled in sheets that still smelled like the lavender detergent Sasha had washed them in yesterday morning. Tyler didn't even flinch at the sound. Neither did Jenna. They were too busy with their mouths pressed together, hands exploring skin that wasn't supposed to be touched. Not like that. Not ever. Sasha's keys slipped from her fingers. The metallic clang finally broke through their haze. Tyler's head snapped toward the bathroom doorway. His eyes went wide. His mouth opened but nothing came out except a pathetic choking sound. Jenna sat up fast, grabbing the sheet to cover her chest. Her lipstick was smeared across her chin. That same shade of coral Sasha had helped her pick out at Sephora 3 weeks ago. Sasha. Tyler scrambled off the bed, naked except for his boxers hanging half off his hips. This isn't what it looks like. The laugh that came out of her didn't sound human. Really? Because it looks like you're screwing my best friend in our apartment. In our bed. How long? The words came out flat. Dead. Jenna pulled the sheet tighter. Her eyes were red but no tears fell. Sasha, we didn't mean for this to happen. I asked how long. Tyler ran his hand through his hair. The same gesture he did when he was about to lie. 6 months. 6 months. Half a year. Sasha's hands weren't shaking. They should have been. But her fingers were steady as she pulled the engagement ring off. The modest half-carat Tyler had saved 6 months to buy. Back when he was apparently already inside Jenna. She set it on the bathroom counter. The small clink echoed louder than the breaking glass. Keep it. Sell it. I don't care. She turned toward the door. Wait. Tyler grabbed her arm. His fingers pressed into her skin hard enough to leave marks. We need to talk about this. Take your hand off me. Sasha, please. I love you. This thing with Jenna, it's just physical. The slap came before she could think about it. Her palm connected with his cheek with a crack that made Jenna gasp. Tyler's head snapped to the side. Don't ever touch me again. Sasha yanked her arm free and walked out. The apartment door slammed behind her. The hallway smelled like someone's burned dinner and cheap air freshener. Her keys were still inside. Her phone. Her wallet. Everything except the clothes on her back. If you're enjoying this story, please like and subscribe for more. The stairwell was empty. 7 floors down. Her heels clicked against concrete with each step. By the 4th floor, her vision started to blur. By the 2nd floor, she had to stop and press her forehead against the cold cement wall. The door to the lobby opened. Heavy footsteps. Male. You look like you could use this. A hand appeared in her line of vision holding a bottle of water. And maybe a ride that isn't a taxi you can't pay for. Sasha looked up. The man standing 3 steps below her was tall. Broad shoulders in an expensive black coat. Dark hair pushed back from a face that was too sharp to be friendly. Strong jaw. Straight nose. Eyes so dark they looked black in the dim stairwell light. She knew this face. Tyler's older brother. The one who'd been gone for 10 years. The one who'd come back 2 months ago and hadn't left since. The one Tyler never talked about except to say he was dangerous and successful and lived overseas. Daniel. The name came out like an accusation. That's me. He held out the water again. Take it. You look like you're about to pass out. She snatched the bottle and twisted the cap off. The cold water hit her tongue and she realized she couldn't remember the last time she'd had anything to drink. How did you know I was here? I didn't. I was coming to see my brother. His eyes tracked down to her left hand where the ring used to sit. But it looks like you already had a more interesting conversation. He's busy. Very busy. With Jenna. Something changed in Daniel's expression. Not surprise. More like confirmation. You knew. It wasn't a question. I suspected. Tyler's not as subtle as he thinks. Daniel leaned against the railing. How long have you known? About 15 minutes. And you left without your phone or your wallet or your keys. I left with my dignity. He laughed. Actually laughed. Dignity doesn't pay for a hotel room. Or a lawyer. Or a moving truck. I'll figure it out. I'm sure you will. He pushed off the railing and climbed the steps until he was eye level with her. Up close he smelled like expensive cologne and something else. Something dark and smoky. But I have a better idea. I'm not interested in whatever you're selling. I'm not selling anything. I'm offering a trade. He pulled a business card from his coat pocket. Heavy cardstock. Embossed lettering. You want revenge on my brother. I want to make my family regret some choices they made a long time ago. We can help each other. What kind of help? The kind that makes Tyler realize he threw away the best thing that ever happened to him. He tucked the card into her hand. His fingers were warm against her cold skin. Think about it. Call me when you're ready to stop being the victim. He walked past her down the stairs. His footsteps faded. Sasha looked down at the card. Black background. Silver lettering. Just a name and a phone number. The stairwell door opened again. Tyler's voice echoed down. Sasha? Are you still here? She shoved the card in her pocket and kept walking. The lobby was empty. The street outside was dark. Rain had started. Cold drops hit her face and soaked through her shirt within seconds. No phone. No money. No ride. A black car pulled up to the curb. Sleek. Expensive. The passenger window rolled down. Daniel sat in the driver's seat. Get in. I'll take you somewhere dry. He leaned across and pushed the door open. No strings. Just a ride and a conversation. Every logical part of her brain screamed to walk away. But logic hadn't kept Tyler faithful. Logic hadn't warned her about Jenna. Logic had failed her completely. She slid into the passenger seat. Before you judge Sasha's choice, ask yourself this. What would you do if the two people you trusted most betrayed you? Would you walk away quiet? Or would you burn their world down? Drop a comment below because this story is about to get wild. The car was silent except for the rain and the engine. They drove away from downtown. Toward the part of the city she only saw on crime reports. Where are we going? Somewhere we can talk without interruption. Daniel took a left turn down a narrow street lined with warehouses. Somewhere honest. They pulled up to a building that looked abandoned. But when Daniel drove around back, there was a garage that opened automatically. Inside was clean. Modern. Lined with cars that cost more than Sasha's college education. Two men in dark suits stood near a door. They nodded at Daniel but their eyes tracked Sasha like she was a threat. She's with me. Daniel's voice carried weight that made both men step back. No interruptions. They walked through doors into an office that looked like it belonged in a magazine. Floor-to-ceiling windows. Expensive desk. Leather furniture. Daniel poured amber liquid into 2 glasses. You drink whiskey? I don't know. Tonight's a good night to start. He handed her a glass. You want the truth about who I am? Yes. I run an organization. We handle problems for people who can't go to the police. We move money. We provide security. He took a sip. Some people call it organized crime. I call it business. You're a criminal. I'm practical. I do what needs to be done. He set his glass down. Tyler knows I'm successful. He doesn't know the details. He doesn't want to know. Sasha took a sip of the whiskey. It burned. That's horrible. That's family. He moved closer. Which brings me to my offer. I need a partner. Someone who can help me navigate legitimate business circles. Someone who can be the face of my operations' legal side. You want me to work for you? I want you to marry me. She choked on the whiskey. Her eyes burned. What? Not a real marriage. A business arrangement. You marry me. You get money. Connections. Protection. A new life. In exchange, you help me establish legitimacy. You attend functions as my wife. You make introductions. This is insane. This is practical. You need revenge. I need respectability. He leaned forward. 1 year. After that, we divorce. You walk away with everything I've given you plus a settlement. Why me? Because you're clean. No criminal record. You're perfect. He paused. And because Tyler threw you away. I want to show him exactly how wrong he was. This is about your brother. This is about a lot of things. But yes. Tyler gets to watch you become everything he never deserved. Something cold crossed Daniel's face. He gets to suffer. What did he do to you? That's a story for another time. Right now, I need your answer. He pulled out his phone. Yes or no? Or I call you a car and you forget tonight happened. Sasha thought about Tyler's face. The panic. The guilt that would disappear in a week. Jenna would move in. They'd get married. Post happy pictures. And Sasha would be the bitter ex who never got over it. Unless. What would this marriage look like? Daniel smiled. Smart question. We'd sign a contract. Prenup. You'd have your own money. Your own space. I own a building downtown. You'd have a penthouse. We'd live separately unless there's an event. And the personal side? Nothing you don't want. If something develops naturally, we'll handle it. If not, that's fine. This is business first. How long? 1 year minimum. After that, we reevaluate. 1 year. 12 months to make Tyler regret everything. I have conditions. Name them. I keep my job. My career. Agreed. I'll provide resources to help you expand. I want it in writing. Everything. A lawyer to review it. I'll have papers drafted by tomorrow. Tyler doesn't get hurt. Not physically. Daniel stopped. You still care about him. I care about not being responsible for violence. He studied her. Acceptable. Tyler stays safe. But I can't control what happens if he makes enemies. That's not good enough. It's the best I can offer. He held out his hand. Do we have a deal? Sasha took his hand. His grip was firm. Warm. We have a deal. Good. He walked to his desk and pulled out papers. Tomorrow, we're going shopping. New wardrobe. New phone. Then lunch at the country club where Tyler's parents are members. His mother has lunch there every Saturday. She's going to see you with me. That's cruel. That's the point. He handed her documents. Bank statements. Property deeds. Numbers that made her head spin. This is what you're marrying into. Look at it. Tomorrow, we make it official. The penthouse was everything the office promised. Floor-to-ceiling windows. Expensive everything. Bedroom with a bed that looked like it belonged in a hotel. Daniel pointed to a dresser. Clothes in there. Should fit. You knew I'd say yes. I hoped. He moved toward the door. Get some rest. Tomorrow's going to be long. Sasha stood alone in luxury she'd never imagined. About to marry a man she didn't know, to destroy a man she'd thought she loved. She found pajamas. Silk. Her size. The bed was too soft. But exhaustion won. Her eyes closed. Morning came fast. Someone knocked. A woman's voice. Miss Rivera? I'm Lauren. I'm here to help you get ready. The next hour was makeup and hair and clothes that fit perfectly. Black pants. White blouse. Blazer. Heels. Lauren pulled out a necklace. Gold chain with a pendant. Korean characters. What does it say? It's Daniel's family name. It marks you as his. Lauren fastened it around Sasha's neck. Every woman in his life wears one. They rode to the restaurant in silence. Oak room. Expensive. Historic. And in the corner sat Tyler's mother. Daniel waited at the bar. He turned when Sasha approached. You clean up well. Your assistant is terrifying. She's effective. He held out his hand. Ready? She took it. They walked to their table. Past Tyler's mother. Past the whispers. Their table was in her direct line of sight. Daniel pulled out Sasha's chair. Sat with his back to his mother. She's recognized you. Give it 10 seconds. 9 seconds. Tyler's mother stood and walked over. Her face was confused. Angry. Daniel. I didn't know you'd be here. Mother. I'm having lunch with my fiancé. He gestured to Sasha. You remember Sasha? Silence. Tyler's mother's eyes went wide. You're what? Fiancé. We're getting married next month. You'll get an invitation. This is. You can't. Tyler said you broke up. Tyler says a lot of things. Sasha's voice was steady. Most of them are lies. This is inappropriate. You were engaged to Tyler. Tyler was sleeping with my best friend for 6 months while engaged to me. Sasha delivered it calm. Factual. So when Daniel offered me a better option, I took it. This is about revenge. This is about choosing myself. Sasha stood. Daniel stood with her. Enjoy your lunch. They walked out. Every eye followed. Lauren sat in the car with a satisfied smile. That went well. That was perfect. Daniel pulled out his phone. My mother will call Tyler within the hour. You really hate him. I really do. He looked at her. But we have a ring to collect and contracts to sign. Unless you've changed your mind? I haven't changed my mind. The lawyer's office was marble and glass. A man in an expensive suit met them. Miss Rivera. I'm Thomas Wright. I'll be representing you. The next 2 hours were contract review. The prenup was generous. If they divorced after 1 year, Sasha got $2 million. After 2 years, $5 million. She'd keep any property. Any gifts. Her own accounts. This is incredibly generous. Thomas looked at Daniel. Almost suspiciously so. I'm not interested in trapping her. Daniel leaned back. She needs to know she can leave. That this is a choice. They revised clauses. Public appearances limited to twice weekly. Separate residences explicit. No intimacy expected ever unless both consented. Last chance. Daniel held out a pen. You sign this, there's no going back. Tyler will know by morning. Sasha picked up the pen. Heavy. Expensive. Real. She signed. Her full name. Sasha Marie Rivera. Daniel signed next to her. Sharp. Aggressive. Thomas witnessed. Congratulations. The marriage license is filed. You can make it official any time in the next 90 days. We're doing it Monday. Daniel stood. City Hall. Noon. They walked outside. The city felt different. Lauren sat in the back seat holding a small box. Rings ready. She opened it. 3 carats. Emerald cut. Surrounded by diamonds. It's too much. It's exactly right. Lauren slipped it onto Sasha's finger. Perfect fit. Monday. Noon. We make it official. Daniel's phone buzzed. He glanced at it. My mother's calling. That means Tyler knows. You're not going to answer. I'm going to let him suffer. He silenced the phone. By Monday, he'll be desperate. The car pulled up to her building. Get some rest. Tomorrow we're meeting my family. My mother. My sisters. Will they hate me? They'll be suspicious. But they'll see you're not weak. You'll be fine. Sasha got out. The ring caught the streetlight. What if I can't do this? Then you'll learn. Or you'll break. Either way, Tyler doesn't win. He reached for the door. Sleep well. Monday changes everything. She walked inside. Tomorrow she'd meet his family. Monday she'd become his wife. And after that, she'd watch Tyler's world crumble. The penthouse was as she'd left it. She heated up food Lauren had stocked. Ate standing at the counter. Somewhere Tyler was panicking. Calling his mother. Trying to understand how his ex was engaged to his brother in 24 hours. Her new phone sat on the counter. A text from Daniel appeared. Sleep well. Tomorrow at 10. My mother's house. Lauren will pick you up at 9:30. And Sasha, thank you. You won't regret it. She typed back. See you tomorrow. And Daniel, if I do regret it, your prenup is generous enough that I'll survive. His response came fast. Fair. But you won't regret it. I promise. She fell asleep with the ring on her finger. A reminder that she'd made a choice. A big choice. 3 days until she became someone new. Sunday morning. Lauren arrived at 9:15. Daniel's mother is traditional. Respectful but not submissive. Ask questions. Show interest. The house was in an expensive neighborhood. Old money. Daniel's mother answered the door. Small. Elegant. Sharp eyes that missed nothing. So you're the one who's marrying my son? Yes, ma'am. Come in. Sit. Tell me why. They sat in a formal living room. Tea was served. Daniel's mother studied Sasha like a problem to solve. Tyler hurt you? Yes. And Daniel offered revenge. He offered a partnership. Which you took because you're angry or because you see potential? Sasha met her eyes. Both. Daniel's mother smiled. Actually smiled. Good. Honesty. That's rare. She set down her teacup. My son is dangerous. You know this? Yes. And you're not afraid? I'm terrified. But I'm more angry than afraid. Also good. Fear without anger makes you weak. Anger without fear makes you stupid. Both together makes you dangerous. She stood. My daughters want to meet you. They're protective. Don't let them intimidate you. Two women entered. Late 20s. Beautiful. Assessing. I'm Grace. This is Hope. The taller one sat across from Sasha. You're marrying our brother for revenge on yours. I'm marrying your brother because he offered me a way forward. And when the year is up? When the contract ends? Then I'll decide if I want to stay or go. Hope leaned forward. Do you love him? I barely know him. Do you think you could? Sasha paused. Thought about Daniel's honesty. His promises. The way he'd looked at her like she mattered. Maybe. If he lets me. Grace smiled. Good answer. Welcome to the family. The real one. They spent 2 hours talking. About Daniel's business. His temper. His loyalty. His capacity for both violence and tenderness. By the time Lauren drove her home, Sasha's head was spinning. Monday morning. Wedding day. Lauren arrived with a dress. Cream-colored. Simple. Elegant. City Hall in an hour. Daniel's waiting. The ceremony was quick. Efficient. A judge who asked the required questions. Daniel in a dark suit. Sasha in her cream dress. Two witnesses she didn't know. Do you take this man? I do. Do you take this woman? I do. You may kiss your bride. Daniel looked at her. A question in his eyes. Sasha leaned up and pressed her lips to his. Quick. Performative. But something sparked. His hand came up to cup her cheek. Gentle. Possessive. For 3 seconds, the world disappeared. They signed papers. Sasha Rivera became Sasha O. Just like that. Outside, cameras flashed. Daniel had tipped someone off. The photos would be everywhere by tonight. One more stop. Daniel opened the car door. Lunch. Somewhere Tyler will see. They went to his favorite restaurant. The place he'd taken Sasha once and complained about prices. Daniel requested the table by the window. Maximum visibility. 20 minutes in, Tyler walked in. With Jenna. He stopped dead when he saw them. Sasha watched his face go white. Watched him stumble. Watched Jenna grab his arm to steady him. Daniel's hand covered hers on the table. Don't look. Let him come to us. Tyler did. Walked over like a man in a nightmare. Sasha. What are you doing? Having lunch with my husband. She held up her left hand. The ring caught the light. We got married this morning. You're what? You married my brother? Are you insane? Careful. Daniel's voice went cold. That's my wife you're addressing. This is revenge. You did this to hurt me. I did this to move on. Sasha stood. Daniel stood with her. You made your choice. I made mine. Goodbye, Tyler. They walked out. Left him standing there. In the car, Daniel laughed. That was beautiful. That was necessary. Now what? Now we figure out if this is just business or something more. The first month was strange. They lived separately. Met for events. Dinners with his business associates. Charity galas. Always together. Always performing. But something was shifting. The way Daniel looked at her. The way her pulse jumped when he walked into a room. The way his hand lingered on her back. 3 months in, he showed up at her penthouse at midnight. Can't sleep. Neither can I. They sat on her couch. Talked until sunrise. About everything. His past. Her dreams. The life they were building. This isn't just business anymore. He said it quiet. Careful. Not for me. Not for me either. He kissed her. Slow. Deep. Different from the courthouse. This was real. 6 months in, she moved into his penthouse. Shared his bed. Shared his life. 1 year in, on their anniversary, he took her back to City Hall. I want to do this again. For real this time. Not because of contracts or revenge. Because I love you. I love you too. They renewed their vows. Small ceremony. Just family. His mother cried. His sisters smiled. And Sasha realized she'd found something better than revenge. She'd found home. 2 years later, their daughter was born. Dark hair. Sharp eyes like her father. Strong lungs like her mother. 3 years after that, their son. Quieter. Thoughtful. Perfect. Tyler tried to reach out once. Sent a message through Daniel's mother. Wanted to apologize. Wanted closure. Daniel showed Sasha the message. Your call. Tell him I'm busy. Tell him I'm happy. Tell him I never think about him anymore. Because she didn't. The man who'd betrayed her was irrelevant now. A footnote. A catalyst that had led her to something real. Daniel wrapped his arms around her from behind. Watched their kids play in the penthouse. Any regrets? Not a single one. Even though I'm a criminal? Especially because you're a criminal. You saw me. All of me. The angry parts. The broken parts. And you didn't try to fix me. You just gave me space to fix myself. He kissed her temple. Best business deal I ever made. This stopped being business a long time ago. Yeah. It did. Their daughter ran over. 5 years old. Demanding attention. Their son followed. 3 years old. Quieter but just as insistent. This was her life now. Not perfect. Daniel's world was still dangerous. His business still operated in shadows. But it was real. It was hers. And it was built on honesty instead of lies. Tyler's betrayal had destroyed her old life. But it had also freed her. Given her permission to become someone stronger. Someone who didn't settle. Someone who demanded more and got it. Sometimes the worst thing that happens to you is actually the best thing. Because it breaks you open enough to let something better in. Tyler had broken her. Daniel had let her rebuild herself into something unbreakable. And their kids would grow up knowing that strength came from choosing yourself. That revenge was best served by living well. That sometimes the person who hurt you does you the biggest favor by showing you what you actually deserve. 10 years later, Sasha ran a design firm that operated internationally. Her work was featured in magazines. Her name meant something. Not because she was Daniel's wife. Because she was brilliant. Daniel had expanded too. Legitimate businesses now outnumbered the gray ones. He was respected. Feared. But also trusted. They'd built an empire together. Legal and otherwise. And their kids were growing up strong. Smart. Unafraid. Tyler had married Jenna. They'd divorced 3 years later. He'd remarried. Divorced again. Last Sasha heard, he was alone. Working a job he hated. Living in an apartment he could barely afford. She didn't take pleasure in it. Didn't think about it much at all. He was irrelevant. A ghost from a life she barely remembered. Because this life, the one she'd built from ashes and anger and a dangerous man's promise, was everything. It was real. It was hers. And she'd earned every single piece of it. Their daughter asked once, when she was 12. "Mom, how did you and Dad meet?" Sasha looked at Daniel. He smiled. Raised an eyebrow. "Your story to tell. I was in a bad place. Your dad offered me a way out. I took it. And it turned into something neither of us expected. Love? Love. Partnership. Family. Everything that matters. That's a good story. It's the best story. Because it's ours." And it was. Not the story she'd planned. Not the fairy tale she'd imagined. But something better. Something real. Something built on choice and honesty and the understanding that sometimes the worst betrayal leads to the best life. Tyler had chosen Jenna. Sasha had chosen herself. And in choosing herself, she'd found Daniel. Found family. Found home. That was the real revenge. Not making him suffer. Just being so completely happy that his betrayal became the best thing that ever happened to her. And every time he saw her name in a magazine, every time he heard about her success, every time he realized what he'd thrown away, that was enough. More than enough. Because she wasn't the girl he'd betrayed anymore. She was the woman who'd risen from that betrayal and built something extraordinary. With a dangerous man who'd seen her at her worst and loved her anyway. With kids who would never doubt their worth. With a life that was messy and complicated and absolutely perfect. If this story made you feel something, subscribe and leave a heart in the comments below. And do you believe in love?